My name is Ayla Manning, and I am graduating with a 3-year degree majoring in communications and media studies. Now, anybody who spends any length of any time in any comm class ever will hear the phrase, "The medium is the message," said by Marshall McLuhan. Beyond doubling as Marshall McLuhan fan club meetings, comm classes are a veritable hotbed of storytelling. Storytelling is one of those threads that ties my 4 years here together. Most memorably, storytelling was learned on early mornings in radio workshops where we tried to coax whatever generous souls we had dragged into the studio for an 8:30 interview, Cheryl or Marilyn, into saying something, anything, that we could edit down to 3 minutes of compelling, coherent, narrative radio. Graphic design, journalism, oral comm, theories were all variations on this storytelling theme. Stories make a difference. They've been around for as long as people have been speaking to each other. They help us define our beliefs, they give our experiences structure, and they connect us with other people. I've learned that humans are storytelling, story listening, story remixing, story-making creatures. And now I'm convinced that we need stories, listened to, retold, and participated in order to lead meaningful lives, where we have strong relationships with people and we are able to understand and interpret the things that happen to us. Also, I've learned the medium is the message. In other words, the telling of the story is just as important of the story itself. Stories untold are of no use to anyone, and similarly, knowledge unapplied is of no use to anyone. And so I applied this knowledge the best way I know how, by making art. I chose my medium deliberately. If the medium is the message, I wanted my message to be one of care, time taken, and tradition. This is what I made. I made a lot of them, about 85, plus the ones that didn't really work out that well. It was done in CMU's Spy Tower Press, the letterpress studio hidden away on the 3rd floor of North. I set the grad verse, Proverbs 24, verses 13 to 14, in type with my friend Sam. It took an afternoon. We laughed a lot. This is the verse. My child, eat honey, for it is good, and the drippings of the honeycomb are sweet to your taste. Know that wisdom is such to your soul. If you find it, you will find a future, and your hope will not be cut off. I created a small lino cut of a bee to sit above the verse and pulled prints for each professor and instructor at CMU as a gift from the grad class. I ripped each piece of paper by hand and pulled each print by myself. Printing is a process. You could even say it's a story. The setting. The individual letters must be arranged into the text, then tightly fastened into a galley, just like a big metal frame. The rising action. The frame is laid flat on the press bed, and the faces of the letters and bees are slightly covered with ink using rollers. Many, many drafts are printed to get everything just so. This is where we get familiar with the characters. The M that never wants to be part of the story, the greedy A that takes more ink than its share. The conclusion. Finally familiar enough with the type, the printing takes on a finality. No more tinkering, no more rough drafts. The good paper comes out, each inking is done carefully, and the finished prints are inspected for smudges and laid out to dry. This long process gave me time to think. I was alone in the studio, but I was slowly turned into a hive, surrounded by bees and ideas. Knowing that I was going to give each of these prints away as a gift, I started talking to them, almost like a parent giving their child life advice before they go off to university, but with less reminders to do laundry. I'll tell you now what I told these prints. Thank you, professors, instructors, and teachers, for becoming part of my story and the stories that I will tell. Thank you for teaching me how to tell stories and their importance. I hope that you will allow this small token from my hands to yours to be a reminder of the way that your knowledge has become sweet to those of us who have tasted it. Thank you.